Never little wannabe gangster trying to play hard.
Welcome to the MaXed Out podcast, sponsored by Bovada. I have a real good friend of mine that played in the league. I loved him as a player. He did all the dirty shit. He did a lot of good shit. The team that he played for. I got Ryan Hollins on here with me. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you. Hey, man. Hey, Max, the last time we talked, I didn't tell you this, but I remember as a kid, I used to have my Vernon Maxwell trading cards. And you didn't have everybody, but I had a couple of yours. So, the guys whose card you had, so, when I see you, I always pull with you for the championships, but you was one of my guys. So, as a kid, you would study the cards and go through all, from Florida and all that. I had all your stuff, man. It had you was like dribbling in the triple threat or something. So, yeah, man. You lock in, man.
That was a great story. And I was going to ask you to give me a Mad Max moment, but that was good enough, though. I want to talk to you about being raised in Pasadena and growing up in California. How was that for you?
Man, coming from Pasadena, it was different. It's funny, Max, you know this. When people hear Pasadena, they go, oh, man, the Rose Bowl and Old Town Pasadena and all this. I'm like, hold on, man, the Bloods are right here and the Crips are right there. What you talking about? Okay. So, man, honestly, I'm not going to say Pasadena has the hardest hoods, okay? But, I'm not going to compare with Kansas City or something. It's always, Detroit, what I'm saying? We can run through the list. But Pasadena, you had to earn your respect on the courts, and if you play basketball, it was definitely an outlet, because you could easily fall in. And I got a lot of partners who gang banged, did all those things. Any hood of any place, man. But for me, I had an amazing mother and father. So, that kept me out of all those things. But again, just with basketball, for a young man, you're trying to find your respect. So when you play sports, you got respect and you got to, kind of move how you want to move. But, man, I walk to school. A lot of these guys get bused to school or flown or get apartments and all that. Man, I walk to school. Homegrown, man. Homegrown talent.
Wow, man. That's what's up. That's a good story. You went to John Muir High School. Talk about your favorite memories over there when you was out there at John Muir.
I think for me, when I think of John Muir High School, was crazy. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, Vern, but as a kid, I have the ability to kind of think long term. A lot of people think right now. They think of it. I swear to God, I went to a John Muir basketball game. My dad took me as a kid, and I had my plan. I said, and I watched that 95 championship around the time watching your championship.
Yeah.
So my plan in life was I'm going to start varsity at John Muir High School, okay, because my dad took me to a game. Then I'm going to go to UCLA because I watched the championship. And then I watched you win a championship. It told me, this is crazy even talking to you, Vern. I swear to God when I'm saying this.
Oh, man.
It told me I'm going to... For real,
you, man. You're a good brother, man. I appreciate you, man.
And my plan was I'm gonna go to the NBA, and then I'll watch y'all. But I didn't know about. I was so young. It learned. The first memories. Like, man, I like that. I like that sport. You dreaming on. So that was my plan. So when I got there, I sucked. You know what I'm saying? And I had to work my way up. Be honest, because I didn't play organized sports. I didn't play it. I played always in the streets, running around, but. From hooping with your partners in the backyard to going to a game setting and learning how to do those things. And I was a late bloomer too, Vern. So I was, if you can imagine, I was like a tall 10-year-old, man. 6'2", 10, no facial hair, no nothing. I developed late. So, physically, sometimes you got kids that are a lot stronger. You don't throw them out to give them a shot.
Right.
My body kept developing. I kept getting taller and taller and taller. So, there were even guys that were taller than me or bigger than me or more, more developed. And it was like, man, he keep coming along. So for me, I was the guy. I always got the most improved award. So my high school experience was special. Man, what's crazy? Like LA was always a hotbed for talent. From a lot of guys that I played against. The Marcus Williamses was a dog over at Crenshaw. Josh Childress was over at Mayfair, was a dog. Tyson Chandler and those boys at Dominguez, they were unbelievable. So we had a lot of guys make it to the league. But from Pasadena, we were the outskirts, so we were the underdogs, and like I said, a lot of times because I developed late, normally they'll go grab you and they'll take you to those schools. Everybody clicks up at the school. So I was homegrown because I developed late, and it was like, man, who this Ryan Hollins guy? So I just had my hit list, man. Kept turning guys off. I'm watching.
You remembered all the mother. You remember them,
man. I used to go downstairs. And I will watch like Tyson Chandler Crenshaw and Dominguez and those guys play. So, or back then you get the little articles, the Hoops Hype or whatever, little articles, or top 100, whatever. You see who's on the list, like, all right, I'm gonna see him somewhere.
That's right. That's it. That's a great story. And a lot of people don't know this about you, though, Ryan, that you are a high-level high jumper now. I want you to talk about the love for high jumping and all that.
So Mac, what's crazy is my dad, rest in peace, he was only about, 6'4" and a half, 6'5". And he grew up and he was a track and football guy, high hurdler, high jump, 400. My dad was a dog and he went to the rival school, PHS. Amir and PHS, that's Bloods and Crips, okay? We got beef, okay? Cats and dogs, we got beef, okay? My dad went to the rival school, but he was a track legend, back in the day. Yeah. Track meant something. If you ran track, you was as fast as a whole thing. So, for me, I grew up going to track meets, but I never ran track, jumped anything. Long story short, me and my partner going back and forth. Basketball season ends, and he's talking trash to me. He's like, I high jump 5'6". I bet you can't high jump 5'6". I said, dog, I can high jump 5'6". So I'm talking trash to my partner. I finished basketball season. I got a scholarship, everything. And, Max, we've never been in this situation. When you're a high school senior, you don't have nothing to do when basketball season ends.
Right.
So I was like, as a bet, I'm talking trash. I'm going to go out and do track. All right. I'm going to go do it. And I'm going to beat your 5'6". You know what I'm saying? No form, no nothing. I've been to track meets and everything. And I'm like, my pops was this lean 6'4" football. I'm just thinking, we got different genetics. I don't got what he got. Okay, I'm different. And what's crazy, Max, is I jumped 5'6". Then I jumped 5'8". Then I jumped, 5'10". Then I jumped 5'11". And my coach comes over to me and he's like, Ryan, I want you to do all three events. All three jumps. And I'm like, why, coach? I came out for high jump, dog. I really don't want to do all that. Whatever, right? Whatever. He says, just do it. So now I'm doing triple jump and long jump, and I didn't want to do it. Next thing you know, I end up getting better. So in league, you just play against compete against your school, your league, right? And next thing you know, I'm winning. And Max, I was so cool. I would run and I didn't want to get dirty. So I would do the long jump and I would jump and I would stand up and then I walk out and I win. I wouldn't, how, long jump should be you jump and you land.
5'9", trying to get that extra yard. You just jumping straight up and landing and not falling.
OG, I didn't do none of it. I didn't do none of it. And I said, I'm cool. I want to do this. I win. I'm going. And I said, coach, and I knew Mike Knowles. Shout out Mike Knowles. So Mike Knowles is the coach. And I said, Mike, I'll do it, but I keep getting better because my mindset is high jump. Next thing you know, my boy taps out and he goes, you got me beat, but you can't beat my boy John. John is at PHS. He's a bad white dude. He's a bad. Okay. John jumps 6'8". He like your little 6 feet, cool. But John goes to Masters. Masters is a big track meet. He jumps 6'8", right? So I'm like, we'll see. What's up? Okay. It's on the power. I know I'm jumping 6 feet. So all the meanwhile, I went in triple jump and long jump. I'm like, whatever, cool. But when it comes to high jump, I'm getting better every week. Next thing you know, I'm jumping 6'2". Next thing you know, I'm jumping 6'4". Mike was such an unbelievable coach that he knew I didn't know I could jump. I swear to God, man. I knew I could dunk and all that, but I didn't know I could jump.
Yes,
and I
you fly.
said, you know, the biggest thing is getting comfortable because when you go high jump, you tilt your head back on the point, you're looking directly in the sky. So you're landing, your instincts are you're telling yourself, I gotta land, and there's something that I can't see. You looking straight in the sky. You know, every time we land, I'm looking at the ground. So Mike had me, I swear to God, he had me jump in the pit like 1,000 times. Just jump, head back, land, just to get comfortable with it. So I keep getting better and better. Long story short, me and John meet, and it's the dual meet. And me and John go head to head. And for those who don't know, when you go to these track meets, everybody watch what you go for: the 100 meters, the 4x1 relay, 4x4 relay. Next thing you know, we got a crowd because this guy is one of the best jumpers, not just in league, in California. 6'8" in high school. He a dog. John was a dog. And me and him start going at it. He jumped 6 feet. I jumped 6 feet. He jumped 6'4". I jumped 6'4". He jumped 6'6". And me and him both go, and I PR. I only did 6'4" the week before. I PR'd the track meet because Vern, I'm a ball player now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's compete. Let's go. Let's go time, right?
Yeah, that's what we want. We want it. Yeah.
Listen, and we end up going 6'8", and we had 3 tries and we miss it. So me and him end up tying, and it woke me up. And he was the best jumper in the area. And then, as this story's still going, I'm only jumping probably 6 feet at a time. Mike Knowles comes over to me and says, I'm going to put you in the Arcadia Invitational. So Vern, the Arcadia Invitational, for those who know track, is world renowned. The best high school athletes in the world are there. I said, Mike, I'm jumping 6 feet tall. He said, Ryan, I'm going to pencil you down at 6'8". I said, Mike, I just started this. He said, don't trip. I'm putting you in 6'8". You're 7 feet. They going to believe it, okay? I said, whatever, Mike. I get to Arcadia Invitational. And at the time, you know, because I jumped so low, I was starting low. I was starting 5'6", 5'7", whatever. Long story short, I get out to the track meet. And I've never done this. So normally my coach was always right there. I can ask him what's going on. Coach is in the stands, dog. You're on your own, right? And there's the guys, they see me. They're like, you know, I was 6'10", 6'11" at the time, senior. They're like, this dude can, you know, he's tall. He looked the part. I looked the part. I didn't know what I was doing. And I see there's a height, Vern. There's a height where you come in. And I don't realize my height is like 5'6". I'm in a stacked arena, the best coaches, the best high school athletes in the mirror, every coach in the country there for track and field. I'm a basketball guy. What am I doing there? I noticed the bar's getting higher and higher. So I walk over to the guy who's doing the little sheet, and I said, my PR is 6'6". I jumped 6'6" last week against John from PHS. Why is the bar that high? When are you going to lower the bar so I can come in? He says, young man, we can't lower the bar, but you can jump. And in front of a packed arena, everybody there, I go up to jump. And when I go to jump, I had no other jumps. And I remember I ran and jumped. And I took off, and when I jumped, the whole arena said, ooh. And I end up clearing the bar. And I was like, yo, I've never done that before. This is almost no warm-up. You know, you go through warm-ups, this and that. So everybody there. And I'm noticing a lot, man, these skinny white boys, all these dudes, and they you know, track out a little different, dog. And like, they're waiting to come in. I was ready to come in a while ago. So I end up clearing that. My coach is in the stands going crazy. And I'm adrenaline going, juices. They don't watch the high jump. They watching the high jump. So 6'8" comes, and I'm like, I ain't jumped 6'8" before. Let's get it. Let's get it. And I remember I went at it. John was there too. I don't remember if he ends up getting it. I go to 6'8", and I miss. I go to 3 attempts. And I miss it. But every time I'm going, and I don't know what's going on, because you know, Vern, you don't know what you look like. The crowd is going berserk.
Right. Crazy.
Ooh, because I don't know what I'm doing technically, and I'm clearing. Vern, they said I was clearing the bar by this much. So they're going, you a 7-foot high jumper. You just don't know what you're doing. Long story short, because I get in and I started late, I didn't have the other attempts. So I think I ended up getting 5th or 6th in the country. At that track meet, let me just go out, put me in the crowd, and UCLA comes around and they say, we want to offer you a scholarship, right? We want you to, I already have a scholarship for basketball. And they're like, shoot, I think you coming for basketball. We want you for track too. And I'm like, that's crazy. Fast forward, I'm going to do high jump because this is where the story twists. And I try to speed up. We could talk all day for track.
Yeah, it's all good.
I end up going out in high jump, and I don't jump my height. I lost at 6'4". Coach made me early in the season do what? Long jump and triple jump. When I lost in high jump, I was steaming, Vern. And remember, when I would run and do the triple jump and long jump, I was too cool. I didn't feel like I wouldn't land in the pit. Vern, I walked over. I would walk out the pit. I swear to God, I would walk out the pit. I walked over and I was furious, right? And I went to triple jump. And not only would I not run out the pit, I learned high jump. So when you do high jump, you trot. It's like you get tall, you trot. So I would run like that in triple jump. And also when you go slower, you don't make mistakes. You want your same steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same step, right? So I went over and I did triple jump. I'm steaming because I just lost. And I always jump my height or higher, right? I lost at 6'4". I should have been going on to the next meet.
Right.
I took off like a bullet.
Wow.
I jumped so far, the crowd again. Ooh! The problem is, red flag. I fouled by about 4 feet. And my coach is going, back up, because I fouled. And he was like, where did that just come from? I run again. Boom, boom, boom. I take off because now I'm serious. I ain't no more cool stuff. I'm trying to get it.
Yeah.
Crowd goes, ooh, I fouled again. 3rd attempt. My coach says, way back. I'm getting the legal jump. I PR my jump. I continue on. Crazy story how it happened. I continue on. I didn't even know I got it. I tell you this, after the state meet, I keep going to the state meet. I'm just jumping. This is house money, Vern. This is house money.
Right. Yeah, right.
I finished jumping. I didn't feel good. I was mad. I didn't think that I did what I should have done because I don't know my numbers, Vern. Nobody's telling me my numbers. My dad was infamous. He's my biggest fan for overreact, but he'd overreact. And my dad is in the stands going crazy. Context, my dad did track all 4 years. That was the sport. My dad never went to the state meet, never medaled, did anything. I never won anything in basketball and not in high school, right? My dad's going crazy. I'm like, man, chill out, man. What's wrong with you? He's like, hey. I'm like, man, what's wrong with you? Come to find out, I didn't know what place I had. I took 3rd state and 3rd in the state of California in triple jump.
Wow.
So we got the ring. We did all that. And I made sure my dad, miss him to this day. I gave him that ring because track meant more to him than it meant to me. And I wanted him to have that enjoyment and him to have that ring and for him to watch that journey unexpected. Oh man, nothing like it. Nothing like it. You know, Vern, you know this from basketball. You know, when you're doing your biking or anything else, it's relaxing to us because we like the competitive part is on the court. Track was just stress free. House money, man. House money. So
house money. That's right.
So honestly, track and field was some of the best times of my life. I got to compete. You're chilling there. The honeys are there. The best looking women there. You know what I'm saying? I'm being straight up Vern. So I had a blast. Because 90% of the time you're chilling. You jump for 5 minutes maybe, and you're chilling, and you just watching everything. So I had a front row seat to see it. You know, I'd have been there chilling anyway.
That's right. Wow, man, that's a great story right there, man. Yeah, I know you decommitted from St. Louis, and you went back. I guess to UCLA. What happened with that? How did that become?
Coach Lorenzo Romar. Well, here's the challenge here. Coach Lorenzo Romar was in St. Louis. Lorenzo Romar was the first coach that ever saw me. Within that, I played as a junior in the Fairfax tournament. I didn't develop. I was a long, lanky 6'7" kid. After the game, my coach goes over and we had some dogs. Joe Frazier, brand new. All these dudes were dogs, knew how to play. We played small, just dogs, man. And he goes, my coach goes out to the game. I swear to God, Vern, I ran up and I ran back and he subbed me out. I wasn't ready in the moment. I wasn't ready. I was just out there. I'll be honest. I was just out there. I think I was like, like the sophomore year, you're going into a junior, I'm on varsity, right? And he goes, you know who those coaches asked about? And I'm looking at B. Will. I'm looking at, Horace. I'm looking at Joey Frazier. I'm like, you asking about those guys? He said, Ryan Hollins, he asked about you, and he said he's going to be looking for you. Coach Lorenzo Romar put that battery in my back. Now, the controversy is Randy Bennett at St. Mary's was on that staff, who's killing it up there at St. Mary's, by the way, creating pros.
Wow.
And Randy Bennett says, I call BS on that, okay? Because I was the first to see Ryan Hollins, and Randy Bennett recruits me as he goes to St. Mary's. Rowe goes to Washington. And I was supposed to go to Washington with Rowe, but I end up at UCLA. They come in at the very last second. And I'm going to tell you this. Vern. And, we talk about it to this day when I see those guys. Cameron Dollar goes there, and he's one of the coaches. He was with Rowe, and he goes there with Washington. And Cameron Dollar goes to me, and he says, I think we have a chance to be pretty good at Washington, right? He goes, I have this 5'7" guy, right? He's an all-state football player. He's a track high hurdler, all-state track high hurdler, and he plays basketball too. And I think if we get him, he's supposed to do football first and come to basketball. We got a shot to be pretty good. And I'm like, and he said he can do any dunk you want to see. And I said, yeah, right, dog. Ain't nobody 5'6" doing any dunk you want to see. Whatever. It was Nate Robinson.
Oh, Lord. That's who it was.
Then he says, we got another guy. He had to get his grades together, so he's going to kind of come to us a little late. Then he's got like some knee problems, but he's still really good. He's got a 40-inch vertical. We're in high school at the time. He this dude got a 40-inch vertical. He has a smooth game. He has some work to do, but if he comes along, I think we can be really, really good.
Right.
It was Brandon Roy.
Well, they don't talk about him enough. They don't talk about him enough.
You can ain't no lie.
So, my goodness.
As they're telling me this, Vern, I didn't have the vision. And I'm like, I got to go to UCLA. I didn't see it. They ended up being like 10th in the country that time. The only thing Rowe and Cam missed at that time was a shot blocker. If you see Cameron Dollar or Lorenzo Romar, you bring up Ryan Hollins, it's a sore spot. And Rowe knew. He knew the only school that could come around was UCLA to pry me away. But I was like, signed, like that's family. Like when I went through at UCLA, I would call Rowe on the phone and Karen, and I would complain to them. And those guys took care of me. And they still, to this day, stand-up individuals. Imagine somebody recruiting your son, and your son don't go to that school, and your son can still call them for that family advice. So it's not, it's family with them. Yeah.
Right. That's a good man. That's crazy. Because a lot of people have grudges with you. That's a good story, man. God damn. So you just finished? I'm sorry.
No. So no, you didn't, man. So that was, how I ended up at UCLA, and I made it at an early age. I left my family for business, and at a young age, it became a business rather than that. And I looked at UCLA and I said, every center who ever started at UCLA made it to the NBA. So I said, I know they didn't recruit me. I know they don't think I'm worth the darn. Those are the guys who believe in me. But if I go to UCLA and I start, I'm going to the NBA. And I said, they don't like me. They don't know me. I'm not that guy. But if I can't make it there, I can't make it in the NBA. So I went in with the mindset, war ready. You not my guys. You don't like me and I don't like you. War ready. And I earned my spot. I took people's spots. I took people's spots and I earned my keep, you know.
You stepped on some damn toes.
100%. And every center who started made it to the NBA. So I think I was the 100th player drafted to the NBA, man.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's a great damn story right there. You get drafted by Charlotte in 2006. Tell me about your experience. I live here in Charlotte. That's where I'm at right now. Tell me about your experience in Charlotte.
Vern, the craziest thing, you're going to laugh when I say this. My agent, Todd Ramazar, we're going through the draft process, and he comes to me and he says, I work out for darn near every team in the NBA. It felt like it, okay? I had like 16, 17 workouts. You know, sometimes back-to-back, I go from a city to another city because, you know, my team made it to the national championship, but I didn't play a lot. So it was very confusing on how good I was. And then people didn't know I was athletic because my coach always just wall up, you know, without throwing lobs. I don't want you blocking a shot. I want you to take a charge. So people really didn't know how athletic I was. So during this process, they're going, young boy has a 40-inch vertical. We didn't know that. Man, he lifts weights. He's strong. We're really intrigued by seeing him. And I was doing my thing. I was turning heads. And my agent comes to me and says, you can go anywhere from 10th to 50th. And I remember for JB Bickerstaff, Bernie Bickerstaff, his pops was a coach there at the time.
Yeah.
JB, I was in the workout, and I was always taught from Rico. I was Rico's first draft class, by the way. Rico Hines. Rico is the best trainer, coach, whatever in the NBA you want to put him under. Wow. Performance coach, head coach, whatever. He's going to be a head coach if he chooses. I was his first draft class. Myself and Pooh Jeter and Jamal and those boys, Jamal Williams, we were his first draft class, right? And Rico just trained me like a maniac that year, man. But I remember he would always talk about know your big picture. You know, our goal is to be a 10-year pro. I don't care where you get drafted. You're going to play there 10 plus years. We want longevity, right? Vern, we don't want to just be there overnight. We want longevity. And in the workout, I remember, you know, you do the Superman drill. So the Superman drill, block to block. You get the ball off the floor, dunk it. They put it on the block, pick it up, you dunk it. So, you know, they said, go until you can't go no more, right? So little did we know, Rico would give me all the drills, the cheat sheet of what we would see in the workouts. So the first guy ahead of me, he dunks 10 basketball. He said, oh, wow, you know, 10 basketballs, get hung, you know, couldn't do. The next guy does, you know, 12 dunks. And he goes, you know, he dunks 12 of them, and he's, you know, he's done. He missed the next one. So, Vern, you know, I get up. Me and Rico been doing the drill. Dunk. And, you know, I ain't just dunk. We dunk angry, Vern.
Boom! That's right, man.
Off the floor. Boom! Boom! And Vern, I'm not there to be cool. I'm yelling. You like, this dude is crazy. Yeah. So I'm dunking. I'm screaming at all of them. This is what I do. It's time for me to put a show on. So as I'm dunking, I'm not going to stop. You gotta kill me, Vern. I'm not stopping. I get to about 40 straight dunks. He goes, man, young bull, just give us 10 more. Because at this point, they don't understand it ain't a drill. I'm angry. I'm angry, okay? We're not just doing a drill for show. So he said, young bull, the scout says we seen enough. Only give us 10 more dunks. Last one. Boom, windmill that thing. Boom. So it's like, because Rico would always train, be ready. We over-impressing. Be ready. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be over ready. So I said, and I did that other place. Charlotte was the only place that had to do the Supermans, I would say. Because Bernie was and Michael were there, and they wanted a hard-nosed culture. They wanted you to work. So if you weren't ready to work, you weren't going to Charlotte because they were young. So you know it. Young teams had to work. You're going to compete. You're going to get hell. You know why you like 48 minutes, right? So I knew, I said, I'm going to Charlotte. If I drop that low, I'm going to Charlotte. So draft day, I'm watching the draft. Everything's going, and I'm watching people who I busted up in these draft workouts. I'm watching people who I thought was soft. I'm watching people who I thought was better than, and I got my list, and I'm going. And the draft is going on, and I'm getting angrier and angrier. And we get lower on those picks, And I'm sitting there. It's a commercial. I'm steaming. I got my suit on from LV. That was the big suit company. They used to come get your draft suits. They bring these girls to you. They would bring the girls to your house, Max. You would have had an LV suit on too, Max. They bring the girls to the house and they put the suits on you.
Yeah, they put
the suits on you. They put the suits on you. Okay. And I had my LV suit and I'm steaming, bro. And during the commercial, I look over at my dad and he's cheesing from ear to ear. And I go, Dad, come on, man. Not again, bro. This is not funny. This is draft day. Not again. And then I see somebody else celebrate. And I see somebody celebrate. These jokers drafted me during the commercial. So I'm chill, man.
Well, you didn't hear your name being called.
No way. I got drafted during the commercial. And it goes from me sitting there angry. I'm thinking about who I'm gonna bust up when I see him. And I get drafted during the commercial. And I never forget the excitement of my mother and my father's faces. And all the hard work was there. And in a frenzy, and the next thing you know, my agent comes over. He's got the telephone, and he puts me on the phone. It's JB. Congratulations, young fella. Then it's Bernie, the legend Bernie Bickerstaff. Congratulations on this.
Yeah, my God.
Next person they put on the phone, Michael Jordan.
Boom.
Michael Jordan is welcoming me to Charlotte. And he's telling me, we've been watching you, this and this. We're excited to have you. And it was a dream. It was a storybook from there. But you talk about how you can be humbled, in a moment, and the emotions. And, Vern, we talked about this. There's that line of, you got to feel like you're the baddest man in the building.
Yeah,
but
of course.
You got to remember the humility and the grace and how many people came before us, dude, and how many people want to be in that position. And even though it was number 50, you made it to your dreams, bro. So you got to have that balance of, I'm not content, but like, man, I'm so grateful for these opportunities. So that's what hit me, man. That was life. I'm on the phone with the GOAT right there, man. Me and MJ talking, and I'm so grateful, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. I had 1,000 scenarios. On the phone with Michael Jordan was not one of them.
I got you. Oh man, that was a great story right there. You got the GOAT coming up there talking to you, man, at a young age like that. I know it meant a lot to you, and playing for his team. You played in Minnesota now. Couple more questions. You played in Minnesota with Al Jefferson and Kevin Love. Man, them had to be some epic battles, man, between y'all three, man.
It was. And the crazy thing is I think we all knew where we complimented each other. Kevin was young at the time, and Kevin was arguing back and forth with Kurt, kind of saying, I want to shoot threes. And at that time, I was like, nah, Kevin, get your big butt in the paint and go shoot a jump hook. Kevin's like, I can shoot threes. Like, let me shoot threes. You know what I'm saying? And long story short, Kevin Love wins the 3-point contest. Sure enough. So Kevin was right. And Kevin could shoot threes. And to this day, Kevin Love is still shooting threes.
Sure.
And
okay.
Al had the footwork and I had the athleticism. So, we would go at it in practice. I'd try to shut him out. I'd try to sit on that right hand, and, he was strong. You can sit on that right hand. Al was so crazy. You sit on that right hand, and he'll turn around with his right hand, shoot it like this, and just put it in the basket, man. Unbelievable footwork. But those Johnny Flynn was on those teams. Kurt Rambis. I had career numbers, man. Most buttons I had there as a pro. We ran a triangle, which is fun for a big man. Why? The ball gonna go through you. You get to touch the ball. So I look back and I wish I had taken more advantage of the minutes that were there and set ahead of me. But it was a blessing, man. It was just fun competing, man. But we had a young squad, and Vern, we won 14 games that year. So it was an interesting time, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, y'all was growing though after all the ass whooping. Y'all was growing, learning how to play in the NBA. Y'all was figuring it out though. Y'all was so young though.
Everybody played. So if you think about like Corey Brewer was on that team. Corey played 10 plus years. Big Al played 10 plus years.
Yeah,
You know, Kevin is still playing, as I said.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Damian Wilkins was there and kept playing. You know, Ramon Sessions was there and Ramon played 10 plus years. You know, so, you know, the talent was there. We were just incredibly young, you know, and if Johnny Flynn didn't get his injuries, I believe Johnny, you know, would still be playing. So, you know, we had talent on that team. We had guys, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. And a couple more questions, man. You were drafted. Okay, you was done with the NBA. You got drafted ninth overall in 2018 Big Three. Talk to me about the growth with Ice Cube and the Big Three.
Man, Vern, I don't smoke or drink. Okay, my was that crowd. My was you make a big play, you hear the crowd go off. Vern, you know we're privileged. There's nothing like it on the planet. There's nothing like you are in an arena full of thousands of people and they cheer for you. Yes. And when it's gone, Vern.
Yeah.
You can't go. Yeah. You can't go to the liquor store and have 1,000 people cheer for you. You feel what I'm saying? You can't go play pickup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get that nowhere. That's right.
The Big Three brought that back. You know, and then you get to the fraternity of brothers. So you know, Vern, when we play, it's our team and it's their team. We know our guys, and it's probably, 10, 15 guys on the other team. So if you know you got a buddy, you might go out to eat with them. You might check them out.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to the same city, man. So you get to fraternize with your brothers. I think the mental health aspect is looked over. Vern, when we retire, we go through it. You know, a lot of guys get divorced, may have addiction problems, may have money and we just get to talk, man, and just check on our brothers. You feel me? We just get to talk and check on them, like forget basketball. That's what the Big Three is. And then you compete. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, the first 3 weeks, you get hit, you get off, but you go, dang, man. Vern, we forget competition. Dang, man, you hitting me. Okay, are you okay? Are you okay? But week 4?
Yeah.
I'm pushing Reggie Evans in the face. Reggie Evans kicking me over on the sideline. Hey, like we just scrapping. We're just scrapping because don't nobody want to lose. Don't nobody want to lose. So shout out to Ice Cube and the Big Three and the fraternity behind the scenes, because our brothers need it like we need it, and it's just good to check in with family, man.
Wow.
There's only it's like 2,500 people have ever played in the NBA. Like it's crazy. Like it's a wild number. Yeah. So when you realize, bro, nobody understands. So when we see each other and we talk, and you say something, or I say something, I go, I get it.
Right.
I get it. There's only so many of us. So it was therapeutic, man. And shout out to Cube and to many more years of success with the Big Three,
that's
man.
What's up. Yeah, that's good. That's good shit. And you let's talk about my Rockets, man. You color commentary for the Rockets. And talk to me about the preseason. What is it going to be exciting for us? What we got forward to looking to with the Rockets?
You got to be excited, Vern. For one, we need you to tweet more. But the reason you need to be excited is because these guys compete. And you're going to play here in H-Town. This ain't L.A., dog. This ain't New York. You got to get your elbows dirty. You got to get down. You ain't got no excuses.
Right.
And that's what these guys are understanding what we about to be about. And it's a group that don't mind a scuffle. That don't mind to make things ugly. If you got a guy on the other side, he got to work. LeBron got to work. Curry got to work. Okay? We respect them. They are who they are. They have to work. And that's the way you play.
That's right.
That's the way my OGs taught me how to play. That's the way. So when you watch these young bulls, when you see a Cam Whitmore nose to nose with Devin Booker, not backing down. When you see Al Prince Şengün going hand to hand with Anthony Davis, when you see Jalen Green, getting at it with Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have respect for what these guys are bringing to the table. And a lot of it is, this, Vern. If your advice would be, and I can imagine, I know how you get down. We not pretty like them. Go compete.
Oh, wow.
Go. You gotta see me, right? You Michael Jordan, right? Michael wasn't gonna walk around. No, I'm here to see you.
You're having another color jersey. I want your.
So it's a group, Vern, and I say this with honor, that you'll be proud of. Because you helped set the stage. You'll be proud of this group. I know you're proud of last year. You're going to be proud of.
Yes. I'm coming out there to see them young boys real soon too, man. But yeah, I like their energy. I just hope they can put it together. You think they'll make a playoffs this year?
That's the goal, man. That's the goal. I think obviously being healthy, I think with the consistency and the work ethic and this team understanding more the defensive end of the floor, everybody gonna try to score, and I think we have a group that can score, but can you defend? And the strength is in the numbers. So I do believe that if things go right, this is the team that's projected to be there. Now the tricky part is, you're gonna knock off Phoenix, you're gonna knock off Memphis. If you go in, somebody gotta come out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna knock off the Lakers. Okay, those are those teams near the playing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sacramento, you gonna knock off Sacramento. So I put our guys right there in the mix, man. And this is the deepest that the NBA has ever been. Vern, when we played, you'll see a certain team. Man, we're gonna smack them tonight. This a wrap. We ain't worried about that. We're gonna smack them. You can't do that no more. You might have 7 to 8 teams you can do that with. You cannot do that no more, Vern. Ain't no more gimmies. So that's where the depth comes into play with these guys in the defense. They ain't gonna shoot the ball well every night. You're gonna have to win it on the defensive end, a lot of times. So I think this is a group that understands it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Right. The last question, man. Who you got winning the NBA Finals? And we out of here. I appreciate you so much, Ryan, for coming on with me, man. It means a lot to me. You always move forward, man.
Come on, Vern. Stop playing, man. Come on, Vern. Who do I have winning the NBA Finals? If not my Houston Rockets, a team that I would look at. Who can I look at? You know what? I think
I know it's up in there. That's why I'd be like, I don't know. I can't say. I don't know.
You know what intrigues me? The Mavericks really intrigue me. The Mavericks really intrigue me. The Mavericks really intrigue me. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of putting some stuff together over there. They're gonna have to see our boys. You know what I'm saying? But
of course,
they intrigue me because they kind of kept their core together for the most part, and they play big. They got guards. They could score. Nothing would surprise me if that's a team that got right in there, and won it. That wouldn't surprise me, But like I said, it's so competitive. Who's to say Denver not going to be right there in there? They won it. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say that's not going to be Milwaukee, with another year, put together, So there's enough. It's Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying? Who's to say Minnesota? Minnesota. We're going down the list.
I love it, boy. It's going to be some good games this year, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're going to compete. Ryan, man, I appreciate you for coming on my show, man. Thanks a lot.
Never little wanna be gangster trying to play hard.